Barakati Howell, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Hadash, the ones that apostles, bishops, elders of great millstone, and shalom to brothers in the highways and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully, continually fighting that good fight of faith, Lord willing, we have found that number to be delivered. Alright, so I was reading in Revelation 16, the Spirit jumped on me to do this quick lesson, alright, concerning the M.a.r.k. So let me start off with this, Revelation 13 and 16. It says, and cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right. So this is the crux and the base of what's going to be taking place on a global scale. All right. As we know. But what's interesting is when we don't really get into it too often, but jumping over to Revelation 16, it talks about this noisome and grievous sore. All right. So this is Revelation 16 and 2. And it says, and the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men that had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. All right. So for basic definition purposes, let's look up this word noisome. Right. And it says, having an extremely offensive smell, noisome vapors from smoldering waste. All right. So you know when something is infected, what happens? It starts to stink. All right. So all that being said, when these things start getting pushed out on a mass production, a lot of people, damn near all, as you know, again, the scriptures are faithful and true. There's going to be that noisome and grievous sore upon these people. And that's another reason, or another way you're going to be able to identify those who have taken that mark. All right. So let's go here real quick. It says human microchipping, the benefits and disadvantages. And this was written by Olivia Lode in 2022. Now, I'm going to spare you the details on the benefits of it, because, again, this is going to be the whole pushing point to the world that there's a great benefit to receiving this thing. All right? And, of course, you're not going to hear none of the negative, because they want this thing to be pushed out smoothly and effortlessly as possible. All right. So there's a chance of potential hacking. All right. So let's look up this portion here. Now, I'm not going to say the total word up there, because then they're going to be able to classify this as giving this type of information, that first word, if you will. And again, this is for information purposes only. All right. It says complications. It says the potential biological complications are also somewhat unknown. While we know that human microchipping is physically possible, the infections and other complications could be unexpected side effects of the procedure. Some of the key health concerns associated with the microchip include adverse tissue reaction, implant transponder migration, electromagnetic interference, cancer risk. Okay? Some studies have associated cancer and the increased risk of tumor growth in animals to microchip implantation, although there are rare cases. Okay? So again, there's going to come a great risk factor with this. All right? And it's going to go right along with what the scriptures are saying. Read it again. It says, and the first went out, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. All right? And that grievous sore is going to be what? A form of infection. All right? Now, here's a video. I'm not going to play the video, but here you see somebody getting it, put in. they got a whole slab of skin lifted up. All right, so there's going to be different methods of doing it. One with the syringe injection. Some who don't want to take the syringe, they'll probably do this method here. Cut open a slice of your skin, slide it in there. All right, but this goes right along with what the scriptures are saying. Just a quick Google AI search. It says microchip implants in humans, while still experimental in some contexts, carry potential risk of infection. These infections are often related to the foreign body nature of the implant and the possibility of bacteria contamination during or after implantation. It says infection can be difficult to treat and may require implant removal along with prolonged antibiotic therapy. All right. So let's look at some of these bullet points. Risk of microchip implantation. I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying that word. Infection. As with any surgical procedure, there is a risk of infection at the implant site. Bacteria, likely Staphylococcus aureus, can adhere to the chip and form a biofilm, making it resistant to antibiotics. All right. And again, this is a very important piece to know, because if that noisome and grievous, sore is going to be upon people, and it's the saying here is a biofilm that's going to make it resistant to antibiotics, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to continually suffer with that infection, right? They're going to continually suffer with that infection, and therefore there's going to be no way out or no way of healing it. Okay? It says foreign body reaction. The body may react to the implanted microchip as a foreign substance, leading to inflammation and potentially tissue damage. Biofilm formation. It says bacteria can colonize the implant surface and form a biofilm, making it difficult to eradicate the infection. And this is what's going to happen. If you can't treat an infection, what are you going to get? You're going to get that rotten smell. The sore is going to be much more, deep within the flesh and the tissue. Okay? It says difficulty in diagnosing and treatment. Implant-associated infections can be challenging to diagnose and treat, often requiring implant removal and extended antibiotic therapy. All right? So again, these are all the things that are going to be, these people are going to face. Okay? They're going to face these things. But it goes right along with prophecy. All right? It goes right along with prophecy. Now, lastly, I looked up the blue letter. Let's look into it here. Kikos.
Strong's G 2556.
Kakos. All right. So in the blue letter, G 2556, and pretty much it reads of a bad nature, not such as it ought to be, of a mode of thinking, feeling, acting, base, wrong, wicked, troublesome, injurious, pernicious, destructive, baneful. Okay? But again, these are all the attributes that's going to take place when the Lord starts, putting that sting, if you will, on those who have received this mark. All right? So this is just another bullet point for you people to understand. This thing's going to bring total hell and pain upon people, and ultimately death, because you're going to get destroyed for taking it. All right? So again, this was a quick one as I was reading the book of Revelation 16. I want to just bring this out real quick. All right. See you brothers in another one. I'm going to say shalom.